We're live. Oh, let me put
All
my
right,
camera on.
welcome
Hold up.
everybody to Don Talk. We got Mr. Baca over here. Baca, where you from? Introduce yourself.
All right. Hello. My name is you can call me Baca or you can call me Marco. I'm from Ohio. Um yeah, we're chilling from Ohio. Hello.
Yo, yo. Whoop, whoop.
And
All
the
right,
What a
usuals.
guy.
we got Josh in the corner pocket.
What's going on? We did some
Zack.
renovating. I got some lights on my flag now. We got a new flag. We got a bed that's properly made.
My food's too hot.
Crazy
Hey, I guess
shit
it's
going
fucked
on.
up because we're all the corner pocket. There's four of our screens right
Yeah.
now.
It's
And
my
you know,
orientation.
it's
So Kemper's up, DeMarco's to my left, Josh is top left.
All right, well, whatever. Anyways, welcome in everybody. We were just kicking it and having some fun. We decided we needed to fire up the podcast back for another week. This is our first four-piece that we ever done, so you're welcome. Uh, we were just talking. we were just talking. I don't know, Marco, if I told you that I work at a gun store or not, but
Oh shit.
Marco's in the process of joining the Marines, right?
Correct. Join the Marines.
All right, perfect. And I was telling him because I like to ask all the vets when they come in about their experiences and just a little bit, or like, hey, did you have what branch did you serve in? Was
Yeah.
it good for you? Was it bad for you? Pros and cons, that if they're willing to talk about it or whatever. And
Yeah.
this dude in the Coast Guard who came in today was telling me about Coast Guard law enforcement, and I was like, that shit sounds lit. He was telling me he was like an interceptor type dude, and like,
Oh yeah.
bro, he was in like Costa Rica and like fucking Venezuela and all everywhere, bro. I swear, this dude was telling me stories about being in Africa, like South Africa and shit,
Oh
catching
wow.
pirates. And all he would do all day is fly down, and he was like a precision shooter. So
Oh
he was trained to like take out boats, take out whatever he needed to get the job done. But it was like
yeah.
when I was listening to him give me his day to day on his workup and stuff, I was like, this is fascinating. I didn't even know the Coast Guard was like really heavy in the game like that because
Yeah.
he said they branch into like three departments, and each department like does their own thing.
Yeah.
And he said what was interesting is that in his experience, they didn't have near the like bureaucratic side of like your shoes aren't polished. He
Yeah.
was like, I used to do full deployments, and he was like, it wasn't right off the bat, but I would have a beard or a mohawk or something. He was like, because they want you to look like tourists when you're
Yeah.
there, because you're in a foreign country. He's like, they don't want you to look like military people.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'd just be cool and looking like a renegade scrub. And he was like, then I just come flying in a fucking helo or something and just, you know what I mean?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
And so like I find myself looking at things that I thought I understood in totally different ways.
Yeah.
Just from asking questions where I work. Whether it's about guns and this, that, or the other. Some of the best things is just old dudes in there kicking it. Like what are some of the best things you guys ever heard from old dudes?
That's a specific ass question.
Yeah, that is
Old,
a very
Um,
specific question.
I'm gonna let y'all think on it because old dudes will say some wild shit, bro. Off the cuff. Zach, your dad's full of them. Your dad's always flicking us shit.
well, like, what are you talking about? Like wild shit that he said,
Are you talking about like
You know,
wild or are you
like
talking about like wisdom?
like
no, I'm talking about like old man like sayings, like funny stuff.
oh, dude, my dad says it's colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra.
Yeah, like
Like,
that's
what the
What?
fuck does that mean, bro? Or like you
I'm
fucking
telling you
jack wagon? What's a jack wagon, bro?
exactly all day long. Like
you know,
Oh my gosh,
like
what the
shit.
hell?
so, what's some of the craziest shit you heard?
I have no fucking
I don't
clue.
know.
It's been a minute,
Josh
honestly.
over here
Most of that shit I
flossing his
heard is
teeth.
like flossing his teeth.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad. I don't know. Dude. My dad
What?
told me that uh They used to say bitchin'.
You
You guys
can't
know
step over a snake with 2 feet while holding a bucket.
You guys
Yeah.
know
Like
Yeah.
that's some old.
You
man
won't find a
shit.
dog if the moon and the sun are out at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys talking about.
Oh my god. You never heard anything like that, Josh?
I mean, yeah, but like not those.
Never
I've
go
heard
heard-
something
towards a
like
turkey
I can't
gobble.
remember.
Bro, my stepdad used to tell me, he would be like, "Your eyes look like 2 eagles' assholes in a power dive." I mean, how do you even see that?
Oh man.
How do you even see that?
How do you even see that?
All right, we're flossed.
You flossed.
What's good, gang? My name's
No. No. My name's
Yo. What do you guys
That
think about
makes sense.
my cup?
What does it say?
Is it Vader?
It's blurry.
Well, it's definitely not Darth Vader. Is it Boston? Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
You are
What?
politically incorrect, and you don't care. That's what I can see so far. Something about America in there. God bless America for sure. Amen to that.
I don't care.
You guys see how I'm
In
an
God
old
we
dude
trust.
and like
No, I can't just read it off. Jesus
It
Christ.
says, I am politically incorrect. I say Merry Christmas, God bless America. I own guns, eat bacon, and salute our flag, and thank our troops. If this offends you, I don't care. In God we trust.
that might be the best Facebook post ever.
That's my. It's a coffee mug, dude.
I know, but doesn't it read like one of those Instagram, like like a self help, but
Yeah,
like
yes,
for
it sounds
America?
like one of those.
That's like America self help. Cheer up, you're rich somewhere else, son of a
Move
bitch.
to that country.
Donate $1. Save a
Dude,
dog. I don't know.
like this dude was telling me, he was like, man, there's stuff like he was like, I can't necessarily tell you what I was like doing or whatever. He was like, but you learn to appreciate America differently
Hold on, I'll be back.
when you see all that we do in other places, you know? And when he said
Yeah.
it to me like that, because like I had gone to fight forest fires over the summer, and it was like the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's like squad based, and when you look at it, like it, in a sense, like it's not. It looks like a menial task as far as like just labor wise, um, but it's rewarding in like a totally different kind of way because you get like clarity from it and you get
Yeah.
this like wild experience and you're doing it and then all of a sudden people start thanking you and you're like, whoa, like I didn't even expect that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that could probably come close to that in my mind when I've really assessed like real world experiences other than like wildland firefighting, the closest thing would be like the military because I couldn't do that shit on my lungs. It sounds
Yeah.
stupid, but I smoke, but it's like when I got out there, bro, the mixture of all the dust and everything and the dirt that's in there as you're turning it, there's no respirator you can use for that, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you use a respirator, your breath gets hot and it creates moisture. So it actually like all the molecules will stick to that and then it gets in your lungs and you have a moist, warm environment. So that's like a recipe for disaster, right? You know what I mean? But you got all this shit in the air, so you got to breathe it. You can't help it. You're
Yeah.
literally blowing like chunks of like black out. Like, and I only did it for like, I only lasted like 2.5 weeks, I think, out there. I got bronchitis twice in that time. So like on the first fire, I had it towards the end, and then the second fire I went out there with it, but I was on antibiotics. So I just knew I was like, it's a matter of time. Yeah.
I'm
And there was a
quitting
lot.
this shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was a unique experience, bro.
Man.
Um, and I think everyone gets that in like different careers in different ways.
Yeah.
Like if you're a wildlife photographer or something like that.
Dude. Yo, being a wildlife videographer would be
Yeah.
so dope. dude. Like, imagine being a videographer for like Animal Planet, bro, and all the cool shit you get to see, all the sick lenses you get to use, bro.
All the lenses.
Hey, bro, we just gotta get into it. We gotta get our money
I'm
What?
sorry,
together.
today. Who's this guy? Who's the new guy? I don't.
Whoa! First off, don't ever try to blame.
Hey. Someone doesn't fit into this group. 3 of us went to film school.
Yep.
Oh, he's out of here. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you go to school for, though, Marco?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm still in high school. I'm still
What?
in high school.
He's
Yeah,
18,
I'm
bro.
only 18.
What?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah, and he
shit.
already wants to give his life away to the military.
No, man, look. When I was young, that was literally what I planned to do, like with my life. Literally, I wanted to go to the Marines and stuff, but my life went a whole different way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard
Whole different way.
Zack said like a while, I mean months ago, maybe like 3 months ago, you wanted to go join the military.
Yeah, and the Marines wouldn't take me because I like um my best friend that passed away. He was murdered when I was like 18 or 19. I think
Yeah.
19. And so I got this whole sleeve for him.
Yo,
You
I
know.
did not know Kemper was inked up like that. Holy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it says Southeast King across the top.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And
Black
then
Jesus.
it's
Holy.
got a crown on his arm because he was the king and he had a crown on his arm. So I
Yeah.
took the crown, I had to inherit that from my brother. I want to put on the whole neighborhood someday and do something big, make it big time for us. So 25 was his football number. And, we always said down for life. So naturally, 25. I got the real Jesus, Blood Owl, because I would have never gave my life to Jesus or sought his help in the way that I did had I not been influenced by Paul in the way that I was. And then this is actually something he wrote. This is his handwriting
Oh,
um, in a letter to his mom. So I got a piece for his mom, and I got to get his sister and the rest of his family, his little nephew and everybody. So it's a work in progress. But I had too much, and it's on my saluting arm.
oh, yeah.
And they were like, "You can't cover it." I mean, yet they were in there and they were fucking tatted up, but I mean,
Yeah.
they already went through the process and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and then they were like, "You should go check out the army." My mom literally told me before I went, she was like, "Just you're not going in the army if you're not going in the Marines or the Navy or something like that." She
Yeah.
was like, "I just please, for my sanity." So I said, "All right." So I went down there and that's how things transpired. So I wound up going over to like a Navy recruiter and stuff and talking with him and seeing what's up with him. And he's like the coolest dude. Like they're super nice. I was like, damn, I was looking at like the requirements. I was like, exercise wise, I was like, these requirements are chill. Like I could bust these, you know what I mean?
These requirements is pretty nice, my guy.
I was like, right on. And I saw that they had a lot of different things because I started looking into it, and they have like boat crews, and I thought that would be tight. Being one of those SWIC dudes that goes and drops off and picks up all the like special forces units and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that would be sick. Excuse me, I got a kitten trying to get into my room.
So, Zach, tell me what color is this hoodie that you're wearing right now? What color is this hoodie?
It's maroon.
It's maroon.
Yeah.
Because it looks like so
Maroon
like
with a hint of red.
what? What is it made out of?
I
Like,
don't
Tommy?
know. It's
Cotton.
like really soft.
Yeah, because like it like looks like I don't know.
Dude,
It
it's
just
super
looks
comfortable.
really weird. It looks
It's
comfortable though.
super fucking comfortable. It's two tones. So this is black. This is maroon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, are
It's
my
so
eyes
comfortable,
deceiving
dude.
me?
It's so soft. I can't fucking. Let me tell you what, dude. I love hoodies, and I've got so many comfortable hoodies. Ridiculous. I got
What size you wear, dog? What
I
size
got
Zack
you wear?
is a hoodie master.
300 Thieves hoodies, 2 optic related hoodies. I got a hoodie like this, but in like the really blue one in my closet, and then the pink one is a work hoodie. And then I got this camo hoodie from Old Navy, bro. It's like a running jacket. So nice.
I love jackets, bro.
Me too.
Straight up, like I might not have that many like different clothes, but I got a lot of jackets. It's actually kind of inconvenient because they're not the easiest shit to store. I like puffy jackets. Like, hold up, my grandpa. All right, so I've told you about my grandpa who was a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah, you've told me. I wanna get more shoes.
He left me this jacket. Tell me this don't look like something that Frank Lucas would wear.
Yeah.
Like,
Have
are
you
you
seen The
kidding me?
Irishman? That's what it looks like. That would be in the like that jacket would be in the movie.
I was
I was
thinking like
like, this is like
Grease,
a
like a
mink
old
on the inside.
50s movie.
Shout
That's a
out to
nice
Sean
jacket
Like a
though.
John. You
little
know what I'm
Grease,
saying?
bro. Little bad boy at the local burger shop. I don't know.
What?
In the
Little
burger
bad
shop.
boy at the local diner. You know what I'm saying? About to hit
Local
the
diner.
jukebox. About to tape a string to a quarter. You know, hack that shit.
You know, when I was
That's
little,
a
I
bad
was
boy's
always
jacket.
trying to do that with phones. Back when they used to have like, I don't know if y'all remember this or like if it's like relevant in your memory.
Bring it
Driving
up.
around and seeing payphones everywhere. They
Yeah,
used
yeah,
all around my neighborhood.
yeah.
We
I
used to go
remember.
and tie a hole in a quarter and try and do the string thing like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I lived in Utah, they still had payphones for a good bit until like 2012 or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
they had them. Wait, when did I leave Utah? Yeah, yeah, they had them for a good bit. But I remember my parents always talking about them, and they're like, "Oh, they're getting rid of payphones," and they thought it was the craziest shit in the world. They're like, "Why would you get rid of them?"
But
They're like, "You're gonna need to like sit there and talk to someone or whatever, you
I
know."
still
You're
think
gonna,
they're pretty smart, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Like we gotta have like some of them,
Well,
right?
yeah,
I
because if
mean,
you like lose
I
your
know.
phone, you don't have to go ask fucking strangers for their phone. You just go to a
Yeah.
payphone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the street. Hey man, look, can I use your phone? Like, no,
Right.
like
Like people are always sketched that you're
People
gonna
be like,
steal it.
ugh,
exactly. Like,
like
I
Like
don't know if you can
broke
run 10
ass.
miles. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you're going out to like some karaoke with some friends and you don't really want to be on your phone, so you don't bring it. You know,
Well, look,
and
there's most.
what the
you need to call an Uber or something. You know, I don't,
you would use a payphone to call an Uber? What? What?
Hey, but
well, I
imagine
mean, a
if you like,
taxi. You can. They still got taxis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
imagine if you look scary though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you're scary, like you ever come across somebody that just doesn't smile much and they're nice as fuck, but they just don't smile much. Like they look
Oh,
unapproachable. Like
yeah.
to be
I mean,
that
I don't
person.
smile. I only like. I mean, like I smile a lot if I'm talking to people, but like when I'm walking around, I'm pretty dead face. I don't.
But Josh, people aren't shitting over their pants over you asking them for a phone. I'm talking about
Oh
like a
yeah, look at my
dude.
bedroom.
Someone who's
Fuck.
No, I'm
tatted.
talking about a dude that looks like he's got like an axe under his coat
He's
or something.
fucking
You know what I mean?
tatted. He's got the fucking
No,
leather
yeah, like
jacket on,
some sketchy
piercings.
ass guy like walked up to me. Like I had my friend with me. We were walking towards my house. We're like
Yeah.
3 blocks from my house. He's like, "Hey man, can I use your phone?" I'm like, The only reason why I let him use it because my friend's with me. I'm like, if I need to beat his ass, my friend's gonna help me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I know he's gonna go down with me. So I let him use my phone. It's like dark as hell. There's like a little street light going down on us. Like the shit was like crazy. But he was hella sketchy. But he was just
Mhm.
like, yeah, man. And my friend's like, nah, bro. Next time, don't ever let nobody use your phone. I'm like, what? Like, you're with
You were with me.
exactly. Like, I took into consideration what was going on.
He was like, "Don't put me in that position, bro."
Yeah, dude, I don't want to fight for you.
Yeah. He was telling you right then, if you get punched out, like I'm mad,
I'm
and if
not
I get
helping.
punched out, we're not hanging out anymore, bro. I'm gonna be like,
Exactly.
I can't be around you. We gotta take the
you
bus.
just cause chaos.
Got all these scary folks around us taking the bus. Fuck.
You're just
Oh my
letting people take your phone, punch me in the face. I didn't need to
I
get
ain't
punched.
going.
Hey, no, I
Dude,
got paranoid about taking the bus.
I
When I
could
was
never
little.
let anyone touch my phone, man.
No, for real.
This creepy dude came in, and he was like high as fuck, but he walked in and he looked like he probably didn't shower today, and homie's like, "Can I borrow your phone? Can I call someone?" And he had a phone in his hand, and dude, he had his phone in his hand, and I was tripping out, dude.
He was probably
I
dead,
was
bro.
like dude walked in, and he's like, "Can I borrow your phone?" But he had a phone in his hand, and I was like, "Does this guy just want to steal my phone?" So I just gave him the work phone, the little beep beep beep.
That's
Yeah.
probably what he was asking for.
Yeah,
No,
people
I'm
do that
maybe,
a lot.
yeah, maybe. I don't
At
know.
my store, like if
I
you work
offered to
at a
charge his phone.
dispensary in Portland, you'll see some crazy shit. Back in the
Yeah.
day, like people would come into the shop and just ask for outlandish stuff. But we started doing cool stuff. You know, we were a different shop. We would give like homeless people the cans and stuff, so that way they would be able to at least make some money or whatever. But no, people would come in like there's this one homeless dude that would always come in with like a different dog or something like each week. It was crazy. Sorry, you guys, this cat's distracting. Bro, he'd be freaking me out. Hey, get off my leg like that, bro.
What the hell is going on right
He's just gripping
Kemper's getting
around my
fucked by
leg
a
like
cat.
now? He's getting raw dog.
that's hella funny. You guys all can't see because it was like down.
Hey.
Now you guys know I'm wearing pants. Maybe I should do that at the beginning of each episode till I get a fucking desk. Then I can
That's
sit
why you
behind my
stand up.
desk with
That's why
no
you stand
pants
up.
like a gentleman.
Yeah, we saw you stand up.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't gotta.
Yeah, if you
Crotch
weren't
shot.
wearing pants and you stood up, we probably would have said something.
Oh, okay. I get it.
He's just fucking junk dangling. Stop, Kemper.
Hey,
Put some pants
I
on,
got
bro.
that. I'm not gonna lie, I got that from the funniest. Like, it was a random comedian on Comedy Central way back in the day, and he was saying something. His joke was different though. What he said, "Man, you ever been to a shitty job?" And he was like, and then they get on you. He was like, "I worked at Subway," and he was like, "I remember one day that I came into work." And the manager looked at me and he was like, "You're late." And he's like, "Bro, you're lucky I'm wearing pants. Like, how little you fucking
Damn.
pay me."
Like, god damn, bro.
Yeah.
When he starts talking about putting his balls like in somebody's sandwich while you're making the sandwich,
Oh, what the
it was
fuck?
a funny ass joke. Yeah. So his went the other way, but I've just always loved the thought of like, you don't pay me enough to wear pants. Like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's funny as fuck.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's just-
There's this
Damn.
old comedian named Mitch Hedberg, I think was his name. Hedberg. You should
Hedberg.
look him up, Mitch Hedberg. And that
Mitch
dude was
Hedberg.
like the king of one line jokes. And it's just so many things that like the way that he says it, it's like he's got a very like monotone delivery of stuff, like, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a classic comedian. Rest in peace.
Rest in pieces.
What kind of stuff did you guys watch growing up? Because like when I was growing up, I was just discovering like certain things were just coming to TV. Like when Spike TV came on, like the Man Show came out. They had all kinds of stuff on Spike.
I never
TV.
had like satellite, so I never had like
Um,
Spike or like Adult Swim or fucking none of
Oh,
that
dude.
crazy shit that
What?
went with Dish.
Adult Swim
Robot
is it,
chicken,
bro.
bro?
Dude, I had
Fuck
32
Yeah,
channels
Robot-
growing
Robot
up.
Dude,
Chicken was lit.
I
Yeah.
I remember Robot Chicken would come on, and like when I was little, like I knew about ratings and I knew what shows were like bad because like my parents would be like, "That's bad." Every time, because I would remember Robot Chicken because the intro is like so catchy,
It's
bro.
so fucking crazy.
And
dude.
I would remember Robot Chicken would come on when I was like maybe like 12 years old, and I'd be like, no. I would change it, dude. I would change this channel so fast because I knew if I got caught watching that. Same thing with like South Park, but
Yeah.
but like now I watch that stuff. So
Bro,
No,
Robot
but
Chicken growing
I
up-
don't really mean so much of like what what like already existed, but like were there things that you like discovered, or was all the cool shit that you discovered things like South Park that already were made? Like,
what are like the cool? Um,
because you know, like for me, like when I first started watching this, it was like, yeah, UFC had been going on in like the 90s on pay per view, and it was like a
Yeah.
thing. But like, it wasn't until satellite TV came out, and that was like the big splurge every month. That my mom was like, "Fuck it, y'all, you're gonna have to do some extra chores and then some," you know.
Yeah.
Um, and she
It's
got
so
us the TV though,
Yeah.
and so we were sitting there and we would watch like the UFC, and it had just came on because of Spike TV, and so I was like, "What?" Like I knew kind of sort of about MMA, but it wasn't like big. When I was little, it was like Fight Night was big, and like boxing was big, or like wrestling was big. You know what I mean? Like WWE
Man,
shit.
you want to know some funny shit? I remember when I was like, we'll just say 12. Um, I was super like I was a big church kid. Like my parents took me to church, so I was like super innocent. Um,
Mhm.
and I remember the first time they came out with DVR,
Oh
and
shit.
I would go to DVR, and like I had my favorite shows. Okay, well, back then no one knew how to put a password or like hide stuff, and I I literally caught my dad recording fucking porn to the DVR.
Oh
Damn.
fuck yeah,
Yeah, bro. And I started watching it. And then I got in trouble and now there's a password on everything, bro. Well,
bro.
there was. There
When
was
I
a
was little,
password and then I figured it out.
they used to have these things that were like shaky channels, and it
Yeah.
was like you could go to like the like porn channel if you had like direct TV or something, and it would be like blurred out, but I swear it'd be like shaky or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I remember when we were at my house, I was really little, man. Because my friend who's like an older brother to me, um, he
I
had
got nothing
found something when we were stumbling through the TV, right? And it was called Playmates of the Apes back in the day. It was like an old
Wow.
porno, and it was like
Nice.
all. It was the funniest shit we ever seen though, because it's like the dude, like it's like all these girls in a cage just naked. So as a kid, like we couldn't figure it out. They was just like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
and it's like their titties are flying
Um,
around. You know what I mean? And as
Yeah.
a
yeah.
kid, like I'm like
You're
five
like
years old,
you're like,
maybe
whoa, what is that?
maybe 5 years old, you know? So I'm like looking at
Yeah.
it like this is bananas, literally. And then this fucking dude comes out in a fucking crazy ass costume like a gorilla. It wasn't like he was dressed like a human. It was just like a
Yeah.
gorilla with his dick out. Just
Like it
doing
was some like little
like
role
acting
play.
crazy, bro. Yeah, and it was like this crazy shit. And I remember that night because my friend was older than me, and so he was learning
Yeah.
about like sex education and condoms and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, bro, go ask
Nice.
your mom what a condom is." And so I ran
Bro,
him
my
down the
brother did
hallway.
some
I
shit
remember,
like that to me.
yeah, yeah. My mom's doing laundry, and I'm like sitting there. There's my older brothers are sitting down the hall listening and shit. And I go, "Mom, what's a condom?" And she goes, ask Mike." So I run up front to my dad, and I go, "Hey, what's a condom?" And he goes, "Ask your mom." And I'm like, "Oh shit." So I run back to mom. I'm like, "What is this fucking crazy ass thing?" And she's like, "It's a raincoat for your pee pee." And I was like, that's when my mom's like a genius. That's one of those moments where like my mom shines as a mom. Like just to explain it like that. Cause I
Raincoat.
went back and I just started laughing because I was like, why do I need that? Raincoat from a dick. You know what I mean? I was like, Mom, you crazy as hell.
Bro, my
Raincoat
brother
from a
did something like that to me, but he convinced me. I was like 6, 7. He convinced me that my balls were called ovaries. And yeah, bro. And it was fucked up because my brother was like 12 or 13, and he convinced me this.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I said that shit in front of my dad, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, bro.
Hey, I might be able to one up that. When I was in like fourth grade, um, I told everyone and was convincing everyone that girls peed out of their butts because I really thought girls peed out of their butts, bro. Like it was dead ass serious, bro. It was
Damn,
hilarious.
homie. That's
Yeah, and
rough.
I was like, I don't know, man. They
Yeah.
pee different. They
Y'all had some cool childhoods, man. I got excited when my brother was like, man, he was like maybe 17, and I was like 9 years old, and he would have his friends over, and they'd play like spin the bottle or some shit, and then I would join them, and one of his friends would end up having to kiss me on the cheek, and I would be like, "Yo!" I'd be like, "Yo, this hot chick's gonna kiss me on the cheek." But
Hell yeah. Hey,
that's
at
what
least
I got excited over.
but your old brother was still putting you on game.
Yeah,
That's nice.
facts.
I yeah, I don't know. I guess I did have a very unique upbringing.
I fought
in
my
that
brother a
regard.
lot. He and
Oh
I
yeah,
I
fought
didn't.
a
I
lot.
didn't even know what porn websites were, bro.
we used to fight a lot. My
I
mom just
I looked that shit up on YouTube.
Bro,
I
I
don't
was
know.
like, go
My
ahead,
mom's
Cam.
different.
Yeah?
Sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say like when we were like in high school, my mom just kind of keeps it real. It's like she knew, she had to be my dad too, so it's like she she gave me a whole stack of like fucking Playboy magazines.
Damn.
Whole stack.
Yo.
Me and my brothers, and we were allowed to like cut them out and like, because I had another friend of mine. See, I say older brothers because I have so many friends that like I'm so tight with and that I grew up with, that have lived with me at one point or another.
Hmm.
And so when my mom had like taken one of my friends in, he was living in my room with me, and we both set up like a collage of like what we wanted. So we all got like the fucking Playboys together, and there we were like, all right, choose your like centerfold, and you're gonna build your collage around it. We all chose different ones. Yeah. And then so like I remember like my mom's friends coming over and being like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Dude, me and my friend, we stole porno magazines from his, I think it was either his dad or his older brother, and we stashed
Yeah.
them at my house, bro. So we used to have this metal box that was like a mailbox in our backyard, and we hid them
Mhm.
in that for a little while, for like half a day, and then we got scared that someone would find them, so we took them out, we put them in a box and buried it outside in a
Mhm.
fort that I had built. It was like a bunch of railroad ties and like this camo like
That's
leafy
tight.
cover,
Like
and
Eddie.
we just like buried it in there, and then yeah, rest was history.
As a kid, you
Mm.
think burying something is like the dynamite plan, like
And
the
you
way to
lose it, you forget where you buried it and shit, and you're like, fuck, I can't find this.
go. Fucking ruin that cool shit.
Damn it. I did that with a
Yeah.
Hulk toy that I had years ago, bro. I buried a Hulk in the middle of a battle, and I was just like, I could never find him after that. And couldn't find him, dude. He was just gone. It
Yeah,
sucked.
like you do different things as kids. Like I remember, um, I think it was when they cleaned the meth house out. I think hey, what? Don't run up on me like that, bro. But I'll tell you, my
Dude, the
my
homie was
brother's
ready
dad.
Hey,
to
whoa,
swing
don't
at
run
his
up on me then. I'll beat
dude
your
was ready to
ass.
swing at his cat.
No, it's just he does it with such intensity. Like he'll come up like a panther, just like pounce at you, and I'm like, what? And he's got this crazy look in his eye, man. I'm like, oh, but no.
Go Raiders.
um, yeah, they were like
Go
cleaning out the
Raiders.
meth house or some shit,
Yeah.
and they had all these dumpsters just filled up with stuff. And I remember when we were little, like all the kids just like dumpster diving in there, which is like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
shit from
The
a meth
worst
house.
idea, yeah. But we were climbing around, like finding shit. They had all kinds of shit. They had nightsticks, like real, like police baton
Damn.
shit, and they had some porn magazines that we stashed in the bushes, which is why I thought of this. You see, we just be darting around. Um, but yeah, we found a bunch of stuff like handcuffs and stuff. We would always try and save it, but there was too many crackheads at that point in the neighborhood, so they would come through and raid the bushes.
Yeah.
But we had it in the bush for a little while.
Damn,
It was
bro.
always the go-to spot.
Shit's crazy, bro. Dude, my brother, there was one time, this is the only time I've ever cried from being scared.
Mm-hmm.
So I had just woken up from a bad dream, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped down off my bunk bed and I walk out my door and I hit saran wrap on the top of my head. My brother hadn't finished saran wrapping the door, so it hits the top of my head. I duck down, and right as I duck down, my brother jumps at me and goes, "Bah!" And bro,
Oh,
I'm like maybe like 10 at the time.
yeah.
I fall down and I just
Man.
start bawling my eyes out
Bro.
and just crying. But let me tell you what, earlier that fucking day, it was during the summer too. So
Okay.
later that fucking day, his window
Well,
was open. And I grabbed
uh-huh.
the fucking water hose and I just spray inside his window with the water hose. It was fucking great. It was a good time.
Bro. My brother had this girlfriend.
Sucked his shit.
This was like his only girlfriend. Like they dated for so long, and she was over. And I would go. My little 8-year-old self or whatever would like go and bug him. And my brother always got like pissed off whenever I would bug him. Whenever he had like friends over, or like if he's just chilling in his room.
Mhm.
And so him and his girlfriend are just chilling there, and he picks me up, and homie tries to give me a swirly. Dude, swirlies were dude, oh my goodness, man. I wish swirlies would come back, dude. Some
Dude,
kids nowadays need a real they need some swirlies, bro.
no one needs a swirly. Fuck that.
I've never gotten swirlied, but I've
Dude,
gotten tied to a
they
desk chair
dude,
and thrown around
she
a
like
room.
his girlfriend like ran in as he was about to put my head in the toilet, and she's like, "No, stop! Don't do that." She straight up grabbed my thumb, okay, grabs my thumb and tries pulling me by my thumb, and then she pops my fucking thumb out of of its socket,
Oh,
bro. That shit hurted so bad. And then my
Um,
thumb was like all purple. I was like, I don't know if I hate this bitch or not. She saved me from a swirly, but hurt my thumb.
which one? Which one
Man,
would you
dude.
have preferred, the swirly or the thumb?
go
Uh,
with thumb all day.
I'd
Neither.
go with thumb. I'm not trying to get my face pushed in somewhere someone
Nah,
shits.
dude, I'm so. And the only time she would try and give me swirlies was when this girl was over, and I don't. I mean, maybe that's his way of being like trying to be a funny brother, but it
Yeah.
only happened when she was there. But and every time she would like run to my rescue. Yo, maybe I should have hit her up. Hold up. Maybe that's a sign.
No.
I think she's married now, but
Well,
yeah,
that's not the
I think
sign
she's married. She's
then.
like mad rich
Pull up
too.
at Thanksgiving
It's
and
so,
shit. He's
dude,
like the
it's so
fucking
sad, dude.
dude.
Like this girl was like, she was straight up like amazing. Now she's like all rich and happy, and she got kids.
How's it
It's crazy
sad?
because
You
my
said
brother
she was
live in.
amazing and she's rich and she has kids and sounds
Yeah,
like she's happy.
no. It's sad because my brother just sits in his apartment and gets high.
I don't
Uh,
know. Well,
But I mean, they're both good things, but I mean, I'd rather be rich and
well, no, I
happy.
think one of the things that really bothered me about the marijuana industry as a whole is that it was too influenced by culture and like pop culture and not influenced enough by weed culture. Because when everything transitioned to recreational, the actual care and attention that was given to these products just totally changed. Like when you were buying weed on the street back in the day, like when I was in high school, it was fucking chronic. And it was all good because people were literally doing this for their livelihood. And it's like at the same time, we have like Wiz Khalifa coming out and really getting like extra big and like popping. Everyone was playing Wiz Khalifa my freshman year. Everyone was smoking weed, getting high. You know what I mean? That was just like the thing to do, unless you were like playing sports or something like that, you know. But what we
yeah.
would do is we would just get high and play sports, you know, go play basketball, go box each other, go do whatever, you know. Like we would walk all the way across town just getting just to get stoned and getting stoned, you know, like we were just wild. And if we could get some, if we had enough money to get some like fucking like some drink, hell yeah, we were doing that too, you know, or whatever we could basically figure out in our young years, you know. But I look at it and it's like at the time I it was a combination of like bro culture and sports, just competitiveness, just naturally, you know, wanting to see like who's the strongest, especially like at that point in your life. You know, you're really, really testing things hard, and or at least we were, you know, especially against each other, but like collectively. And that's just naturally how it is, whether we're talking shit to each other or whatever it was, you know, whatever the game was.
Yeah.
And so drinking and smoking just became another form of that. And then other drugs came in down the line, you know?
I
Um,
remember my brother when he was like kind of just getting into that stuff. He drank one time during like the citywide yard sale in Cascade Logs,
mhm,
and it was like Captain Morgan or something like that. Him and his friend drank it, and he got it from this like older dude that was in school with him. His name was
mhm,
Dell,
mhm,
and he got it, and it was probably like that much. I remember them saying of the bottle,
mhm.
but like that's still a
Yeah.
lot of Captain Morgan. Um, and him and his friend drank all of it. My brother ended up getting like super sick, and he threw up in my mom's car. They had to take him to the hospital. It was
How
pretty
old was
crazy.
he?
I want to say he's probably like 16.
Bro, this is, yeah, I guess when I was,
That would be when you were like 11.
bro, see, this is how crazy my life is. So Gunner, he's like my older brother, you know, one of them. And he's, I think, maybe 3.5 years older than me. Um, and so when he turned like 14 or 15, I think it was more like 15 for him, maybe. So I was like, no, I was like 11 or 12, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I was going into eighth grade. This was like that summer. Uh,
Okay,
Andre
so like
Nicotina,
14, 13,
yeah,
14.
so Andre Nicotina had come to town, and Gunnar had got sent to an alternative school. Um, and so when he got sent to alternative school out in like Aloha, he met like a bunch of different people. And there was like this cool dude that was like his homie, that was like his Mexican homie that scored us a bottle of tequila. And I remember trying to drink, he had got just orange juice and tequila. And it being like the hardest thing to just, because we got the bottle and we met up like, we had maybe like 10 minutes in line,
Yeah.
you know, before the doors open. And so we're just chugging these water bottles. And Gunner just chugged so much. He chugged twice as much as me, but I'm little, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm putting slugs down. You know what I mean? By the time I went in there, I remember he was wearing a New York Yankees hat, and it was turned backwards. Thank God. And I was just following this like Yankees sign
Yeah.
throughout the crowd, and it was so crazy because like at this concert, um, the show had started and like Andre Nicotino was there, and I wound up being like front row, right? But on my journey to like the front row, like the concert started, I was kind of like in the middle of the crowd ish towards the front, and everyone swarms in at the Roseland because it's like a small venue. And when everyone does this like weird swarm in, everyone's like fighting for their space, especially if they got like a date or something.
Yeah.
So everyone can get rowdy, but no one's banging into someone's head or something like that. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
brushing up with people, stepping on people's shoes. And I remember this one dude just two-stepping with this girl and shit, you know, and she was just dancing in front of him. He was this big white dude with cornrows and like it was like a white bucket hat. And he had some brand new white Air Force Ones. And there was this crackhead dude like kind of like jumping through the crowd, and he stepped on his shoes, right?
Oh shit.
And the dude just looked at him like this, and he was like, "My man, don't do that again." And the dude like looks at him and steps on his fucking shoe.
Oh
And
shit.
at this point, like we're all like snuggle distance, right? Because this
Oh
concert's just closing
shit.
in. And the dude like takes his girl by the head and like scoots her like this, turns and just cracks this dude. And this dude like falls out and just starts convulsing, bro. And like the concert's like going and shit. The lights come on because people are like freaking out. And Andre Nicotina's like, "Who got my motherfucking beat?" He's like, "Who got my beat?" You know, and and so the show like continues with lights on. So like there's like a row, the paramedics come grab this dude, basically like drag him out, right? And in the midst of all that, somehow I still have to follow Gunner's like New York sign. So I'm following his hat, like, oh shit, just looking at that, like, what the fuck? Because it happened like shoulder to shoulder with me. I was like, damn, that can happen. You know what I mean? I was like, that can happen. I was like fucking 12 years old, my first time really being like hammered, and it's my first concert. And I'm like, what? And I wind up following my friend, and I'm front row, and these two girls were like trying to get in, right? And so they just like grabbed a hold of my hands from like either side and just like stuck in. So it was like I was big chilling. I was like, what? And Andre and Katina gave me a high five because I was like front row and I was turned up. Because like all I used to listen to was like him, Mac Dre, Too Short, Tupac, Biggie, Bone Thugs, like
Boosie.
um fucking I was really going through like learning deeply about like hip hop in on different levels. You know, I was listening to like Big L and all kinds of old school shit. Just like researching and I loved it, you know. So I knew like all the lyrics.
Yeah.
It was a crazy shit. Mr. Fab was the one that opened it too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he had this like beanie that he had pulled down and it was like a ski mask and he had a backpack on. And I remember he was rapping and he spit the coldest freestyle I've like ever heard in person at a live event. You know, like when they're actually up on stage a live event.
Yeah.
Because most rappers don't really do it like that anymore. At least I don't see it. You know.
Yeah, not a whole lot of like the modern rappers. Like people who
I think
came out within the last 10
I
years
just
don't
want to
do a whole lot
say,
of freestyling.
yeah,
throw back to like 2 podcasts ago
yeah.
when we talked about, well, 2 podcasts ago from me. So the first podcast I was on, we talked about that girl from church that I was trying to talk to, blah blah. blah. And her, then
Oh,
and
The
then
saga.
and then yeah, yeah, and then her dad kind of was like, "Not today." Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I just went on Spotify, and Spotify has a friend activity, and since we both follow each other on Spotify, we have like friend activity, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and we can see
okay.
what music we listen to. Well, I would like to announce that she has been listening to my playlist. So
and she made her.
no, we don't talk about
Oh,
that.
just your playlist.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
yeah,
that one.
just my like
Aww.
my songs for the truck playlist, like my playlist.
Hey, hold up. No,
Aww.
And you want
I
to know a
just want
song? You want to know a song?
to. All right, it is.
Carry On, Wayward Son, which is the intro for Supernatural.
Are you
Yo,
Carry
this.
on my
are you
Wayward son,
hey Josh,
Don't you
baby,
cry
peace
no
when
more.
you were. What?
Bro, that
are you
song's so
working
epic.
with her?
Dude,
You
it's
mean
so good.
she's
Wait,
driving
what's
out
that?
like she's got a
Are you
fucking
still
mullet
working
and
with
a
her?
six pack?
I can't hear. Hold on. Wait, come. What are you trying to say, Marco?
Are you guys still working together? Like, y'all, does she still work there?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't get. I still don't get to see her. Um,
What?
w- I don't know if it's because of that, but like at work, I mean, one, I've been trying to do a lot more, like like literally anything like to help with like cleaning machines and like the more boring stuff, the more behind the
Yeah,
scenes kind of stuff that is necessary to do. Um, so I've been kind of going early mornings and like cleaning machines and that stuff. And we've also, our schedules have changed to we work alone now. So yeah, which I'm kind of happy about because the day after um New Year's,
yeah.
Hmm.
I got $110. Well, $105, $100. I got $100 in tips by myself,
Wow.
which I'm so glad I don't have to work with someone because that would have ended up being $50 for
Yeah.
both of us. Which,
Wow.
yeah. So I got $100 just like that.
Bang.
I'm happy about that. See, that's one thing I like. See, but then when I start working with someone again, we have to split. So, like, if we get $30, I don't get $30 no more, like
You
I
get
do
You
every
get
night.
15.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind
That
of
means you
sucks.
just
I
gotta
like it, but it
you gotta
sucks.
work harder.
Yeah, I mean normally
Harder, be cuter, sell more.
normally
Anyways, that
ever
hurt, bro.
when people work with each
You're
other,
like,
they
keep your
normally
pimp
get
hand strong, son.
jeez.
You demand them fucking tips
Yeah, I
For
don't.
the
But
Lord, son.
for,
Would you like to
for
leave
the
me a tip?
Lord, man.
hopefully, well, she's planning to go. She's going to college for music, which is gonna be sick. That'll be cool. It'll give me something to talk to her about because music's dope.
Cap.
Um, but she is planning to work like summers there still, so
That's cool.
I'll still see her even when she's. So I mean, like she'll be like fully like by herself, like alone, and like kind of have a
Hey,
get to
Josh, can I
think a
tell you
little,
something?
and then she'll
Look,
come
look,
back that
look,
summer. She'll be like,
look.
she'll either
Calm
be
down.
like, I'm in love
Calm
with
down.
you,
Calm
No,
down.
or
she
she'll be
won't.
like,
You need to chill, bro. Fuck.
Josh,
Chill
no, no,
out.
no, Josh. I'll never stomp on the flower of your heart. I just want you to know this. Real game, bro. They don't forget.
wait, what?
If you're the shit, they don't forget.
Okay,
Women remember, bro.
That is factual. This is factual.
okay,
I know from
And the
experience.
planners, bro. And I'm telling you, women remember. They have to
yeah,
operate differently, and that might put her in a weird emotional space, and you're cool about it just being whatever it is or it isn't
yeah.
down the line. But I'm telling you, keep that hopeful shit, keep the romantic shit, but just make sure
I
that you
thought
got
this was
clear,
going a whole nother way, but let's go.
just
You thought Bernie's about to be like, just give up.
I thought you were gonna crush my heart.
clear boundaries,
Forget.
bro. That's all.
No, that's
He
That's
what I
all.
mean.
forgot.
See, I feel like me and her are mentally like at the same like I don't think her dad like hates me or anything, but I know like obviously he wants her to grow up a little bit and like be on her own, but like she doesn't want some dude that he doesn't know much about kind of messing her life up while she's in college, you know? He didn't I don't know. I don't have that
Energy
intention, but
goes
I mean he can think what he wants.
energy goes where it's meant to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like it's just it's
Yeah.
bigger than that, and really like if God's for it, like
Yeah.
who could be against it? And so if it's based in love, then it has a power that's unseen and it might
Yeah.
not
And
look it.
one of the things uh I need to like stop thinking about is since we're talking about like church or whatever,
Hmm?
is like her parents are super into church.
Is it putting a damper on you just having your own experience with it? Because it's not your own in a sense?
No, it's kind of like a damper because like her parents are very. I don't know if they like push it, but like they're definitely like very into what like they believe, and it correlates to her. And like I like it because me and her have like the same kind of mindset. But then like when it's at church, I'm the more kind of chill. Like I'm the more typical guy at church. Like I'll just kind of sit there and which then her she's over here like waiting like putting her hand like I'm fine with that, but it's just like I feel like me and her are totally different.
Hey, but isn't it beautiful watching a woman praise? Like, bro, like on
it
on some
it
on
is
some real shit,
very.
like when a woman's just like in her spirit,
I wouldn't even
you
say
know?
pray like whenever like a woman is in their moment like with whatever it is, like she like it's so fascinating watching her because
Yeah, it's just different. It's
yeah,
like a
because
different
well, so I
creature.
do I do video stuff at the
Yeah,
church. So I'm in the back. I'm kind of like, and I can kind of like see people, whatever. And
talk
one day one day she was like in a more open area, and I could see her like pretty vividly. And I would like make a glance, whatever you do when you like someone, and I would
Josh's
watch her for a
stocky
second.
moments.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
hell yeah.
No, but I look and like she brings like a whole Bible and she's got all her notes and like all her little colored tabs and she's got like another book for like just notes for
Tell
like
us
that.
more.
Okay, so next topic, guys. I'm just saying it's
Bro,
fascinating.
I'm
Kind of
so
sounds like
fucking
what
happy
you
though
Okay.
speak.
because that's hilarious. In that,
Yeah,
like,
don't invite me on this podcast again.
I'm I'm like, wait a second, what hand does she write with, bro? You gotta tell me these things.
The left
Okay, you guys want?
hand,
So
right
today I
pinky.
worked on my truck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
and the
let's just
crazy
keep
thing
her
is
rolling, baby.
the crazy thing is she drove past me while I was working on my truck.
Oh yeah, cause what she gets homeschooled in your neighborhood, right? She gets homeschooled in your neighborhood, yeah. So she drives
Yeah.
past your house all the time to get to and from school.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Well, yeah, and honestly, I just go out there at the same time every day just so I can see her drive by. I'm just.
Oh my god, dude! If that would have
I'm
been a
just. I
serious
don't. I
thing,
don't. I
we
don't.
would have had to have a
It just
talk
happened.
after this.
Well, no, no. She for a while they weren't doing homeschool.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't going to the house. She was like online and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So no. I didn't even know she started going there again. So if I did, I would have started going outside more. So a lot sooner.
That's
You fucking bozo. Damn.
Yeah, I honestly, I might have to like tell her about like I can't link her it, but I'll have to go to like church and tell her about the podcast, and then she can like watch them and
Watch
see how
the
she's gonna be.
podcast
Yeah.
when you talking about her and how much you miss her. It's like
My God, I
Telegram,
wish I
you're,
could
like,
be with her.
eagerly messaging.
Dude, I
Man, I saw that
like
note she left for me, but I was so scared to pick it up and leave another
well,
note
and
later, baby.
like at work we still do little things. No, okay, so
I stalked her
me right
Spotify. She
now,
listens to all my playlists.
Well,
me
man,
right now
hit
personally,
it.
I'm kind of the like I just want to chill. But
Yeah.
I do see her like she's like a wife, dude. Like wifey material. 100%. But I don't I no. I
And
I
clarify,
would
I mean,
I
hit
would
it.
honestly
Tell your
try
story.
a lot harder, I guess you could say, if I wanted to really get married. But I'm kind of chilling and I like where it's at cuz it's just kind of like I see her when I see her.
There, but it's not there,
And
you know?
yeah. And I'm kind of glad I don't get to talk to her because it gives me more to talk to her about.
Yeah, yeah. If
So,
you finally ever
Well,
do step up to the plate
yeah.
and, decide to
also,
talk to
Yeah.
her.
it's like I don't know. It's really fun to when you have a craft that works on improving yourself. Like Zach's always working out and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he has this whole other thing that he can focus on. Sorry that I'm like, we got Baka with a face and no
Yeah.
body, and me with a body.
Fuck you, bitch. I have a
Yo, we're
body.
not
It's like
dude. If now imagine you guys think it's bad about me talking about a girl. Imagine if we brought up Baka to talk about a girl, dude.
He's
You would
got
have
20
you would
of
have
them.
you would
He could talk for a whole month and still have new girls to talk about.
We talking about no girls at all.
Bro, we could
if
have
we
you
brought up
talk for about a different girl every
like
day of the month and you'd still have girls to
we
talk
could
about.
literally
Oh,
we could have
yeah,
a segment in each podcast just for you talking about the new girl.
For-
A different girl, completely different.
different girls
Yeah,
again.
But
so
this
DOD,
this girl I could
girls
see
a
myself
day.
dating though.
I'm testing out the waters with a short blondie next week.
Oh.
This week I'm
Well, see,
testing my
one
waters
girl's a
with a
stoner,
girl
but the
that's
other one's
taller than
going into the
me.
military, and I just
This
don't know.
week-
Yeah, I remember that. I was just about to bring that one up. I'm really broken up between the girl in the
This
military.
week I'm talking
The
to
other
a
one that
girl.
lives like 30 minutes away, but she smokes, and the other one does. She's pretty clean. She's really beautiful. But the other one, she's over here. She smokes. She goes to school still. She doesn't know
Yeah.
what she wants to do with her life outside of high school.
But
And then-
here, hold on. Now this
Oh
week
my
the
God.
new one lives in California and she's a gamer girl,
Yo,
guys.
yo, chill out. Hey Siri, FaceTime Victoria. No.
Right. The Adventures of Marco. Marco Polo.
The funny thing is, the girl that he said he wanted to FaceTime or said Siri FaceTime is the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
FaceTime in the pool.
Who should we call? Should we add like once a
No,
week
no.
that
Hey,
girl to the
look,
podcast?
look. Childish shit
Add
is
a random
low-key-
girl to the
Girl
pod.
of the week. The
Yeah.
girl
Men-
of the week to the podcast.
What's
Men-
it like being girl of the week?
men craft their skills in like unusual ways. Like legitimately one of the ways that I actually taught one of my friends how to like talk to girls back when we were in high school was like Facebook. They had just got me on Facebook and shit because everyone had it. I was like late to the scene per usual. And anyways, I was always like talking to different chicks, so I had a bunch of like people on my friends list and shit, you know? And I would be like, he would sit there and watch me, and he would be like, "Hey, bro, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just start a conversation?" And I was like, "Well, just be me." I was like, "Here, just do it. Like, you can be me. I don't care. Say whatever you want
Like my
to say."
personality.
And I started like talking him through the conversation. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah,
like how to break the ice and everything, and just talk.
yeah,
Really
Yeah.
just talk with a girl. So it's not like like there's game infused in there, but it's not like like she knows what's up.
Yeah, stop. You don't have to go
So
straight for the questions that make you sound like you just want to fuck.
yeah, and so like
Just have a
Well, I want to
conversation.
through,
fuck. I'm just playing.
through doing that, he just learned how to spit game, bro.
Yeah.
yeah. Man, it's a process. And, you gotta sometimes you gotta help a boy out so you can learn how to maybe become that F. But like I had to help my friend, like seriously, because he was in a relationship and he got done dirty. Like he got played hard. And what is Josh doing?
He's playing air
He's like,
guitar is what it looks like.
anyways, he got played hard. So like I just I had to teach him, you know, how to talk to girls or like
Mhm.
what the right steps or what's the the best thing to say. And he ended up
Yeah.
like his goal was to be a fuck boy. So I was like, I got you. I can help you out with that. But you know what I'm saying? Now I guess he settled down with another girl. But he did
Yeah.
have a fuckboy phase. Like I mean, like it was crazy. It was
Hey,
crazy.
but that's the thing, like when we label things, it gives like bad connotations to just like human experience. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I think that we learn things differently. And I think that one of the problems
Is it
with like
confusion?
and how we
Shut
learn
up.
and like porn and shit is like we're just given this and because we're not really given the talk, or taught like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in that realm. And then we're just supposed to be in the driver's seat. And like girls don't want to admit they be like, well, fucking what the fuck, do your thing, but then you don't know what she actually likes. So like
Exactly.
as you're learning and like getting into it, you're like, well, I'll just do what I seen.
Yeah.
And then they're inexperienced, so they're not as vocal about what they're experiencing,
Yeah.
and you don't know how much like trial and error is really
Exactly. They don't
actually
like to speak up
damaging.
because they're afraid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's like,
in
yeah.
a space where they're supposed to feel safe,
Yeah.
because both of you actually are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And unless we can like diffuse that, we can't have a real interaction and be present. And so like you start that like one of the coolest things, man. Shout out to Mama P. Okay, so, my homie Joseph's mom gave me some of the realest game that I've ever heard in my life, and she just said it so real. She was like, "Foreplay starts long before the bedroom," because we had watched the like date collapse
Yeah.
within someone that we really love, and we watched it like fall apart. And I just remember being like weirded out, like sitting there, like, "How the fuck did that happen?" And that's all she said to me. And I was like, that was the most pimp shit. Foreplay starts long before the bedroom. So like be a fucking
Quote it.
gentleman. Like what turns her on is gonna be substantial in the little things, and how you make her feel and all the attention that you give and what you don't give attention to. Women will throw shit out, and be like, and like
Yeah.
might just be like,
Like,
nah, what the fuck you
yeah.
talking? You know what I mean? You learn how to handle those moments gracefully and be like, oh, that might be something that I've experienced, and rather than me always getting on her for painting past shit onto me, where am I doing that to her? And just
Yeah.
my little reactions over dumb shit. But
Yeah.
as you begin to like become comfortable in these spaces and with yourself within this realm, and you respect that, like whoa, you get a different feel for how you interact with people. Just even on a day to day, like person to person, you can talk to someone and be caring and sensitive and attentive to them, and empathetic, but not be like seductive or lustful,
Yeah.
you know? Like, and that's like a real skill to learn, especially like as a dude, to be able to like actually see the difference and be like, no, like this my sister right here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like for real, like I'm not about to like fuck her over in any way. You know, like
Yeah.
I love you. Like you might as well on a like love level, like I ride for you like my bro. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like simplified, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like you understand me on a level that they can't because they don't understand this realm. This,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Or like you
Yeah,
can't be vulnerable around like to like you can only be vulnerable to a certain extent with other people, but with this one person or with this person, you can go further or deeper into that state. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Like
interesting that you say that word vulnerability or vulnerable because my mom used to say like vulnerability at life's ultimate lows and ultimate highs is what gives you a capacity to love more. It's those ultimate
yeah,
lows, you know, that set the stage for you to be able to appreciate and really be like, wow, like this is something special because I
yeah,
know
yeah,
that is some
yeah,
garbage, you know.
yeah,
And so like there's a level of like presence. But my mom used to tell me she used to be like, guard your heart, and not everyone deserves to know
yeah,
like your story. So
yeah.
watch like who you entertain with it. But to me, I've always had kind of a different philosophy. I mean, like if you'll sit and talk with me, I'm gonna talk with you. You know, I
Yeah,
wish I didn't talk so much, but I I find myself in situations where I feel like um, I have I find teachable moments. You know, out of like
yeah,
regular stories that just happen to correspond with what's happening, you know?
yeah,
And I feel like if I don't express that to you, especially because like you and Josh are younger than me and Zach.
yeah,
So in what you do and how you set yourself up, like no matter what it is in life, like God loves structure, you know, like, and if you look at the universe has structure, everything, you know,
yeah,
and once there's a structure in place and the foundation is solid, then things can spread and grow, you know? And
yeah,
so you got to set your life up so there's a container, especially like financially and shit like that. Like that's a now is a great time to look at that so you can have that set up and feel independent and empowered before going into making decisions on like your dynasty and being a man in
yeah,
immature ways. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yo, speaking of like foundation, so you guys know, like with stocks, I mean, that used to be the thing like our parents were kind of into. They're like, yo, this is brand new. It's kind of cool. You can put money in the company and yada yada. And like a bunch of people got rich off of it and now they're like millionaires and stuff. So since me and Zach are super early into this crypto game and like
No, we're
buying
not.
NFTs,
No, we're not.
we're earlier than most.
We
We
are
are
not
still early,
super
bro.
early. Super early is if you would have gotten in at the apes when they were less than $1,000.
Well, it's still early. It's not
It's
super.
it's
Nah,
still pretty early.
we're kind of early, but like at the same time, not really because NFTs have been out since like 2015.
Damn.
It's just popping off now.
But yeah, that's okay.
Starting to.
We get what he's
It's in
saying.
there.
Yeah, I
But like
get it.
we're
I get it. I
still a
get it. But
little
I just wanted to make
like
sure, like,
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like
we're
shitting on him
not
right
super
now.
early.
Yeah. We're not
Okay.
like super ahead of the game, you know, if we were like yeah. But
All right.
Multi-million.
compare like if we're gonna compare it to like a population, we're ahead of most, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um
You're
but
ahead. Yes.
yeah. And since we're ahead, like do you think like and this is going off of like foundation, do you think someone could like we could invest into like crypto and just wait for it to go up and then boom, fine. You,
I'll let them answer first.
What?
I don't know. Do you think it's gonna end up
Foundation?
being
Where
like
did you get? Where did you come from out of that question
like do
from
you think
foundation?
if like my money I'm making right now, if you think if I keep putting it into crypto, do you think it'll end up going up and I'll be able to like have my own foundation just based off of crypto and
Well,
Are you talking about like a business based off of crypto or like
no, just money. Do you think I will be able to
Okay, well
make
that
enough
came out of nowhere,
for a
but
living out of crypto?
yeah, probably considering Ethereum is the more popular crypto right now. It's also from what I know the
Yeah.
more stable one.
Yeah.
So you'd probably have a better time in like investing more money into that rather than Bitcoin or like any of the meme coins.
Yeah.
But Also, since the NFTs are mostly bought through Ethereum, some have been bought through like other cryptos, but
Yeah.
buying the ones that have a use right now is really big, especially when you can
Yeah.
see that they're going to have a long-term use. Like
Yeah.
not many people talk about Bitcoin when it comes to NFTs because no one buys NFTs with Bitcoin, and
Yeah.
NFTs are becoming extremely popular right now. So,
Very
sure.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
I think that if you look at, say, like if you were to invest back in the day or in like raw material, right?
Yeah.
Raw material has a kind of like underwriting that most people don't really think about, and that's all the production that has to take place in order to maintain this raw material, right? And so I
Yeah.
think in the way of not only the way that culture is consuming media and just the world and um, the way that we're starting to interact, if especially if COVID stuff continues to go and people spend more time in their homes and things continue to get more and more digital in the way that we interact, even like this, it's going to be lucrative for someone to be in a business where it's not going to cost them the time of having to go to and from, whether that's going like to an actual job that's like a building or constantly having to
Yeah.
go around and do the footwork.
Yeah.
Um, but it takes less of you. It allows more space in your life for other things and for you to do things independently. So I think yes, cryptocurrency, especially the more that media begins to start using it and
Yeah.
businesses begin to start adopting it,
Yeah.
it will it can be a totally feasible thing.
Well, and
Um,
you also got to think like how I'm investing now. That's making someone that invested like 18 years ago money. Okay. So me in 18 years, there's going to be someone the same age as I am now that's investing money, and that'll make me money.
but it depends because if you're looking at it as in Um, and I don't know enough about crypto to understand how the
Yeah.
whole mining of coins and things works
Hmm.
along with like value
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But if it is like stocks, I would think it would be smart to have a portion that you can play with that you're like, hey, I'll take this amount of money, like what, or a percent, say like
Yeah.
30%, and I'll play with 30% and the rest I'm gonna sit on or something.
Yeah.
So that
Hmm.
way I know I have money over here and this stuff I can trade,
Yeah.
and then get yourself into the other market
Yeah.
and continue to do that. So not all your eggs are in one basket because it's not, to my knowledge of what I know, like a Roth IRA or something where you can put it in and it's just gonna
Yeah.
make
Boom.
money over
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
Or a CD or something, even though CDs make
Yeah.
incredibly low amounts of interest.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well, I'm
you see what I'm
invested in
saying?
one that I make interest on, which is and
And
it's supposed to go up a good bit. I don't know.
You know what?
Incredibly low amounts of interest.
You know what's crazy? My friend
Yeah.
last night, his name's Elijah. He has like this addiction to like fantasy football and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
like he's telling me like how much money he makes, and he walks up to me today at work. He goes, "DeMarco, you know what's crazy?" And like he told me about this new app he had downloaded, and like he's basically starting to gain a new addiction to. Like he betted like $10 on like 3 matches and
mhm.
Yeah.
gained $80 that day. And I'm like, bro, like,
Yeah.
and this is all off of just like guessing properly. Like,
I think there's something to it. I think there's validity in that.
yeah,
I don't think that's any different than someone like if someone's actually um uh astute in their attention, and like a student of a certain sport, an avid watcher or something. I think fans oftentimes make the best betters. But the problem is most of them are not consistent enough, because they're biased. Um, but I think they know their players. You know what I'm saying? They know matchups.
Yeah, like
And
people who
so
watch the UFC a lot know who's more than likely gonna win a fight.
it'd be like Joe Rogan betting on the UFC.
Yeah, the dude, he has a story of where he and a friend, well, he couldn't do the betting, but he would tell the friend who to bet on, and they
Oh,
had like an 80% win rate or something like that. An 80 or 90% win rate.
yeah, I believe it. I
And it
believe
wasn't crazy. He's told it a few times on his podcast.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend at church that we talk about crypto whenever we're around each other, and he got me to. I asked him about the metaverse, and basically found out. I'm assuming it's more of just like a nickname people are putting on like VR chat and um, but with the metaverse and this thing called the Web 3, which is I guess is like the third version of the internet. I don't know how to explain it, but in VR chat, you're gonna be able to put like real businesses and a lot of shit, like
Well,
an
hold on,
actual
Josh. VR
church.
chat is its own thing. The
Yeah,
metaverse is like it's like a whole reality world. Like VR chat is completely different.
is VR chat like an actual app? Because I
Yeah, it's
okay,
literally its own thing.
okay,
But the metaverse is like this thing that was created through Facebook. At
yeah,
least they brought it up. And it's like a
yeah,
VR world. And people
yeah.
are starting, it's like you go into it and then you can live a life in this VR world.
Can
Like
you
Snoop
go
Dogg
onto it like
owns
through VR
property
chat?
in a metaverse. And some dude paid like $400,000 to own property next to Snoop Dogg's property in this metaverse.
I saw that episode of
Wow.
Joe Rogan where they were talking
Um,
about.
and then So, but what you can do on these different pieces of property, like let's say you were to buy your own property in this metaverse, you could make a game, put it on there, and people could pay to go play the game, or people like Snoop Dogg could have a virtual concert in that portion of that metaverse and
That's
charge people
cool,
to get
bro.
into it. And so it's like it's an interesting like idea of
Yeah.
different things, but I still haven't even scratched the surface of what the fuck is possible with it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can involve NFTs into it, and
Exactly. Like video
the
games, a lot of video games are
yeah,
involving
like you
NFTs
could
now.
use like your NFT as like a pet, or
Yeah.
you can use them in a video game to play them as a character.
What?
Some video
Yeah,
games are doing that. Very
That's
yeah,
crazy.
specific video games.
yeah,
Okay. They're
Yeah.
on some next level stuff, trying to get integrated.
yeah. It's gonna get
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
but
to
yeah.
cop a VR headset, bro.
I don't know that my eyes could handle it. I feel like that would hurt my eyes. I already
No,
like
I don't.
look at screens too much. I don't like it. It like
Well,
my
the cool
eyes hurt by
thing
the end of the day.
they've started obviously how like looking at screens not really healthy for you and your eyes. Um, they've
Yeah.
started coming out with VR headsets that one they have different comfortability and like different straps, like head straps and
Josh,
such,
that screen is still like this close to your fucking eyes.
and they're also coming out with different types of glass. Like so, there's the screen, and then
Hmm.
they magnify it, so they use like glass, and that's what's
So it's
Bro,
like
not
a
I
really
feel like
small
looking at a
screen, but it's just a
yeah.
mirror.
Yeah,
I
it's a
feel
super
like
small
whatever you're
screen
doing
that
to
goes
my
through
eyes
glass.
is
They're
crazy.
also coming out with lenses where you can get prescribed, like, so you don't have to wear it with glasses.
Yeah.
And you can switch out the glass for whoever's using it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Damn. We're at an hour 18, boys.
Nice,
Yeah.
man.
It's been a
Well,
good podcast.
yeah, so far so
I hope
good, man.
everyone
We got
enjoyed.
some good laughs
I
on
want
this
Marco
one.
to come back
Yeah.
before we end this.
No, I'm
Turn
here.
that
I'm here.
camera on.
Hiding your face.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm gonna get on your
Currently,
ass. I'm gonna get on your ass if you're on FaceTime.
I'm not on FaceTime. I'm currently texting my brother about some
Oh,
issues. I'm
oh,
also
okay.
doing homework right now. Yeah.
Got you.
Big boss shit.
Big boss.
Big boss money moves.
Yeah, sure. I'm over
Yeah,
here
sure.
eating lots of vitamins
Hitting lots of vitamins.
to keep you healthy. I might shoot a carrot.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa there,
Okay.
dog.
Yo, we need to get Craig on here, bro. I wanna like explore the world of Craig Doby.
Craig
Love
Doby.
Craig?
I feel like I don't know, like whenever I talk to him, it's very business oriented and not really. I don't I don't know what I feel like he's not an opinionated man, but
Oh,
like
what? No,
I
Craig.
feel like he might be like super because most people when they talk to me, they're like
Craig
they think
ain't
I'm
shy, bro.
yeah, well yeah, and most people when they talk to me, they think I'm like a super nice, chill dude. And but like you guys see like I mean you guys know that I'm super like
Super
opinionated.
terrible.
Oh
Yeah.
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 But
Just all out
so I feel like he might be the
riot.
same because I've never talked to him about anything. So I want to explore the world of Craig Doby.
Yeah.
So Craig
Well,
Doby,
what?
if you watching this, you better be watching. Craig, actually, I would expect Craig Doby, digital producer, to be watching this. If you are a real friend to these two fellas, I would expect him to watch it, and
That's
I'm
be
going to
He just
watching.
shoot
gotta
you.
tap in when he
I'm going
can.
to shoot
He's
Craig a
busy.
challenge to get on this podcast. That is my
All
challenge to
right.
him. If he is a true supporter of the boys, he's going to get on here.
It's gonna be a rambunctious one.
It's going to be a good one.
Me and
But
Craig
that is
both
my
talk a lot.
challenge. That's my challenge. I want Craig Doby on here.
Craig Doby here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, because for those that don't know, our homie Craig Doby makes like the most music videos in Portland, like independently, just cranking out work like a workhorse for years. Has been doing this. He's like a true gem. Like he's a kind dude, even though he's big enough to like pick you up like the Hulk and be like, ah, you
Yeah.
know, like he's just a loving, awesome, fun.
Well, don't tell him I said
smart
what I
dude.
said on the
You know
podcast.
what I mean?
I want to see if he actually watches the whole thing.
He calls
He's
Josh up
not gonna
like,
watch the
Brother,
whole thing.
he's not about to call us
not
a
the whole thing.
dick.
Not the
I
whole
guarantee you, because I know my boy Craig Doby ain't watching this right now.
There's no way he's making it all the way through, dude. He's not sitting down watching this shit.
I
He's not gonna go
know.
all the way till the end. And receive a
Homeboy's
message.
busy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not watching an hour 20 minutes.
Well, send him the clip of me telling him to get on here. I don't
We'll
know.
have to. All right. But I guess that's a wrap. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you are checking us out again, we're going to
Yeah.
keep rolling. Thank you so
Come
much,
back by.
aka Mr. Baca, for being
Cash App
on
and Venmos are in the description. Please
No.
send me.
No, they're not.
the
Send money.
We're
Send
very,
buy NFT.
very, very poor young men trying to make a living. So
I need money.
All right, we're getting out of
So,
here.
yeah.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Later.